So once we're here and we need to find more comps, we already found this one on 2111 Keswick Avenue. We go back to criteria. This brings us back to this page. It's still our 40 matches, and we click results again. And then we click we click results again. And to get back, we press the back button, and it'll take us back to the list as results. And what we want to do from here is find another close one. So as you can see here, 1304 Willis Street. It has an extra bedroom, but that's okay. The square footage is very similar. The sales price was $125. It does have central air, and that's okay too. We'll account for that, and it was built in 1941. So this is a good comp, but let's just see if it was fixed up. And as you can see, yes, this one has been renovated and renovated very well. That's probably why it went for so expensive. So this is a great comp we can use. As you can see, another red flag when you're finding these comps too is if it was sold conventionally, that means it's a good thing. That means a bank financed it, meaning it was in good shape, right? If it says cash, that means an investor bought it and was fixing it up. Most of the time, not all the time, but it's just a good sign if it's a bank financing it. If it's FHA, that's even better. Conventional and FHA are bank finances. Okay, so now we want to write down this information. So as you can see here, the sold price, it was $125. So we want to write that down. And we also want to write down, it was a 3-bedroom. Actually, we go back. Sometimes it's easier just to look from here. As you can see, it's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. Right, and it was finished square feet is 912, and the sold price was $125. It was built in 1941, and it does not have a detached garage, but it does have central air. So we're going to write yes for central air and 0 for detached garage, and then it was sold on 10/30. 2019. So make sure you write that down too, as you can see here, 10/30/2019, and then write the address down as well. So then what we're going to want to do is go back to finding the ARV, and we're going to write down the new address, 1304 Willis Street. I believe that's what it was, and that one sold for $125, right? $125,000. And this one was actually a 3-bedroom, 1-bath with roughly the same amount of square footage as ours, so that's good. And the year built, it was built in 1941. And it does have HVAC, so we want to put the number 1 because that means yes, but it does not have a detached garage. And then we put when it was sold, 10/30/2019. Okay, so cool. So now we got our second comp. So now to find our third comp, here's what we're going to do. To find our third comp, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back, and then we're going to look, sort it by distance again. We're going to look. Let's see the next one, 1312 Overlook Street. Now this one sold for $50,000, so that's kind of weird, right? That's probably not a fixed up property. So we're going to see. We're going to click it just to make sure. As you can see here, it has pictures. Let me see. And as you can see, yeah, the inside is all gutted. So it definitely needs work. That's not a good comp. And that one was bought cash. So that's not a good comp. We don't want to use that. Let's see the next one. This one sold for $53,000. So this was probably not fixed up either. As you can see, it was bought cash, red flag for an ARV. And then we go through, and there's only 2 pictures of the outside, so that's not a good sign either. And then it says, let's see, great flip opportunity, well maintained. So that means, that just means that it needs a lot of rehab work, right? So we don't want to use that one either. So one that we could use, let's see, this one sold for $49,000. We don't want to go to the pending ones, by the way, only the sold ones, only the ones that say closed. So 1819 Keswick Avenue, it sold for $44,000. So this one probably isn't a good comp either. As you can see, this one needed work too. This is not the fixed up cost. This was bought cash. So needed a rehab, and it was also bought as is. As you can see, probably somewhere here it says as is. I can't find it right now, but that's not a good comp either. So we're going to keep going until we find a good comp. So this one sold for 108. This is probably a good comp. This was probably fixed up. This is 0.2 miles from the property. It's a 2-1, so that's perfect. 912 square feet, almost perfect with ours. Built in 1947. It does have central air. Ours doesn't, and it sold about 4 months ago. So let's click that one. Let's see how fixed up this one was. So this one, yep, this one's been all renovated. So this is a great comp we can use. So we want to write down all this information again. Okay, so we want to write down the selling price, the address. Let me go back here. The selling price, the address of this, it's a 2-1. So 1313 Chambers Street, it's a 2-1. And it was built in 1947 in central air. Yes, it does have central air, but no detached garage, as you can see there. So now we're going to go back to our trusty spreadsheet of finding the ARV. 1313 Chambers Street right here. And that one sold for 108, right? 108. And that one's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. And I don't remember the square feet. Let me see real quick. And it was 912 square feet, right? Built in 1947, and it does have HVAC, so we're going to put 1, but it does not have a detached garage, and it was sold on, I didn't write that down either. Hold on one second. Let me go back and see when it was sold. It was sold on 10/31/2019. 10/31/19. So now that this is all filled out, I'm going to explain it to you in the next series of the video. Thanks.